Hello, and we're back. Another versus video. This time it's going to be Micheal Myers versus Ghostface. Two Stalkies. So look a quick look at perks. Barbecue and chili is my aura reading perk. I can see people outside of 40 metres when I hook a survivor. Infectious fright is particularly strong on Myers. This allows when you down someone with an attack, anyone within your terror radius at that time will scream and reveal their location. Surge. When you down someone again within 32 metres, any generators within 32 metres of someone going down will automatically start regressing and explode. Sloppy Butcher imposes the mangled effect, which takes it longer for you to heal, basically. And then we run in Memorial Flower, which slightly increases the rate at which evil is gained, and J-Myers Memorial, which moderately increases the rate evil is gained. So Myers has 3 stages, 3 tiers to his power. His power is called Evil Within, and in his first tier he is undetectable. You can see that on the right hand side of the screen. There's a little icon there of a person, that means undetectable. He walks a bit slower than normal, he has no terror radius, no red stain, and he has a slightly decreased lunge. So he's basically not an efficient killer at this point at all. The most he can do is get a sneaky grab. But we're going to start stalking. If you look at the bottom left hand corner, you can see the little red bar going around his face. That's the stalk power. And now we're in Evil Within 2. In Evil Within 2, he now has a 16 metre terror radius, which is still half of what the killers normally have. A normal terror radius is 32 metres. So he's still a bit sneaky, but he's not as sneaky. And we're going to just kick this gen. Don't know why I'm messing about there. But that's 2 people with mangled, and we're going to see what happens now. So I'm tracking the blood. I can see her in the distance. She's running around this decrepit boat in this dried up lake, swamp, I don't know. So we're going to get a bit of stalk on her. We might as well. And we're going to get it to nearly tier 3. You don't want to, as Myers, to just proc tier 3. You definitely don't want to proc it when they're already injured anyway. That'd be a complete waste. Because what tier 3 does, and we'll see it a bit, tier 3 basically gives Myers a normal terror radius, an increased lunge, and he can insta down you. So it's a bit like the chainsaw guys, and just one hit put you down on the ground. When he gets tier 3, it lasts for 60 seconds. And you really want to try and make the most of those 60 seconds. 60 seconds to insta down people is pretty powerful. And you'll see. Now that was a bit premature. I probably shouldn't have procced it right there because I don't have a clear hit. But Claudette, thank you. You can't fast vault that back that way. So by jumping that, she gave me that. That right there was an infectious fright proc. That lets me know that someone was there. So I'm going to have a look, see if I can find out where they've gone. Hopefully I'll find them. I was going to go back for the pickup, but this lady has shown me she's right here. So I'm going to go, and she probably could have stayed at that loop and it would have been a strong loop, insta down. That infectious fright proc is the person already on the ground now. If there was anybody else around, they'd have screamed as well. So I'm going to put her on the hook. Now, what they could have done was they could have tried to heal her while I was staying in the other one, the remaining survivors, but they don't. And this is a demonstration as well of what we call, and Myers sometimes capitalises on, what we call snowball potential. This is where things just kind of get out of hand and you've really got a lot of pressure. So 2 people on the hook, that's only 2 people left to do gens. Someone's got to come and make saves, otherwise the game's going to end right now. Now I can hear Adam whimpering, but I don't know quite where he is. He's just come out of hiding, very stealthy in that with that prestige outfit on, his white coat with prestige, all that blood on him allows him to hide quite well. So he's down. Now this is where I could really want to kick myself a bit, because I could have just left him on the floor and gone in search of the Meg. I know there's a Meg out there. She's my obsession. She's uninjured. She's probably working on gens instead of going for the hook. I've got 3 hooks. That's pretty damn good. So, and I know she's making saves now, and she does a good job of doing it, really, to be fair. I don't play this well at all. So the Meg's already over there. She's got a second one. And that's my second mistake. Because, and you might think, why is that your second mistake, John? You got a hit? Yeah, I did, but I gave her a boost of speed. She's going to make it to that hook now, and there's nothing I can do to really stop her. All I can hope for now is a trade. Now, and I probably should have, honest to God, made that chase as well and gone after the Adam there and put him back on the ground for more pressure. That's really probably what I should have done there. I stalked him a bit, but I've just gone back and traded. That's a second hook. So I'm going to check this gen again. They've just missed a skill check on it, so I know someone's there, but I don't know exactly where they've gone. We're going to follow this through. And I believe this is my second use, or becomes my second use of Evil Within 3. So I'm going to stalk her. The stalk is fairly quick because she's close. Distance is an important thing with Myers and this Evil Within. The further away they are from you, the less evil you're going to get. I should also mention that each survivor has a limited amount of evil that Myers can siphon from them. And I didn't get the way I wanted it, and it gave her too much distance. So now she's going to make that. And she plays me really well here, to be fair. Well, I'm not actually going to say she plays me really well. I'm going to say I played badly, if I'm being honest with myself. But she's looping me at this pallet. This is a really safe pallet. I need to kick this. It's too big on the left hand side for me to mind game it, and it's too big on the right hand side. This one's really not that different. Well, I could have made a lunge there. That could have hit, but I was too greedy. I went for it far too early, and I gave her more time. I'm not mind gaming that, so there's no point trying. It's too big, really. I was expecting her to jump for it again, but she didn't. And really, to be fair, at this point, I should just kick it. That's the only area where it was mind gameable. With the way that was positioned, she had a great big wide angle on the one side, and she had a great big wide angle on the other side. But the little bit there's a specific way to take that. You've got to run that to the left. You've got to go anti-clockwise around that loop to really make it efficient, and then the killer can't watch it. But she's out. That was her technically her last hook. But there's only one gen left, and in reflection, I should have realistically left that Adam on the ground when I had him down the first time and just found the Meg. If I'd have just found the Meg, left him on the ground, if he didn't have Unbreakable, the game was mine to win. The game was mine to win from that very first snowball. And that's really what you kind of want to do, because it's not very often you'll have games where you've got 3 survivors on hooks at any one time, or 2 survivors on hooks and another survivor down. That's not typical of most games. When you have a game like that, you should really capitalise on it. I should have gone in search of the Meg. That's what I should have done. I shouldn't have hit her either when I did see her. I should have just followed her, because she wouldn't have been able to go for the grab without me just pulling her off. But we're going to carry on. Now, is that the right play? Because I got no evil within. Yeah, realistically it is. You want to, if you can get her down out of your normal tier 2, and it ain't going to carry on too long, you should do it. You're stalking, you really want to do around pallets, and where them trying to mind game you. If I'm camping a pallet on the other side, that's a good opportunity to get just some free stalk, because they're not going anywhere. You're not going to hit them anyway. Deciding whether or not to go for the hitters, to go for to try and stalk, it's always questionable. But I would say if you can get the hit, go for the hit. Now she's seen me, so I ain't getting that. But that does need a kick. That's about 70% complete, maybe a bit more. Like that. That's a free store. Question is, which way has she gone? Oh, I don't really see. So she's gone that way. But I've already broken this pallet. It's a bit of a mind game. She's running the other way now. This low day weren't too bad, I don't think. The Killer Shack, by the way, that's what that structure's called. It's one of the, at least it used to be, one of the strongest tiles or areas on any map. Because you have the window, you have the pallet, every time, never changes. I'm just going to go for a hit. It's a Claudette. But this is all taking too much time now. I had the game in the bag a lot earlier on. And there you go, last gen's done. So what happens now? Let's have a look. So now we've got to get to the exit gate. She's around here, I can see that. I think I'm just going to go for the standard down. Although it probably would have been a good idea to get the stalk. She grabbed her head, that was infectious fright. And that kind of just, it's an extra intimidation. People, generally speaking, aren't going to mess around all that much if you've got tier 3. So I'm just going to scare them out of the match now. Just get rid of them, get them out of the game. And go back and find wherever Claudette's managed to wander off to. She's around, I'm listening out for her. You up here? There you are. So we find the Claudette, hook the Claudette, and that's our game. So Myers is about snowballing. He doesn't play the game much different to any other killer, and the problem is he can be looped like any other killer. And some of the worst things that'll happen, and it does happen, is you'll get your tier 3, you'll make the proc, you won't necessarily be close enough, they'll get to a safe area, like you saw with that one survivor, and you won't get the effective use out of it that you really want. Not like the first part. Like the first snowball was brilliant for me. I could have just clinched the game right then and there if I'd have played it properly, but I didn't. And there you go, and that's Myers. He's the original stalking character, and there's a lot more you could demonstrate with Myers. So a lot of interesting things you can do with his builds. But let's move on. So now we want to Ghostface. Ghostface is a second stalky killer. Well, first let's look at the perks. Running barbecue and chili, sloppy butcher. I had both of these on Myers as well. Nurse's calling. And Nurse's calling allows aura reading when they're healing within 28 meters of you, I believe it is. Depending on the tier. And pop goes the weasel for gen regression. And I'm using the 2 cameras, the photo lens and the fillet. This increases my stalk rate when I'm not leaning from cover. Now here's the thing, I've also got a Cypress Momentum Aura, which I don't get to use. That Mora is when it's for the last survivor in the game, basically. But the way Ghostface power work is he has Night Shroud and a crouch ability. So Night Shroud, he can switch that on whenever he wants, and Night Shroud just rids his terror radius, rids his red stain, and he makes him really quiet. So that's Night Shroud right there. So I've switched the Night Shroud on, so now I'm undetectable, just like Myers. They can't hear me coming. If they've got Spinal or something, they'll know when I'm looking in their general direction, but if they don't, and they really don't have a clue. So someone's on that gen, so I'm going to go back over there. Now the other important thing is Ghostface has a counterplay in a way that Myers doesn't. I can hear someone working on that. So because I'm crouching, and I did crouch, so I'm just going to get this stalk right here. And you can see it on her character icon. That's it. She's down now. So he's actually kind of sneakier than Myers, the way he does it. He's actually like the sneakier character, and some people would argue that he's better for it, but he can only do his stalk is character specific. He marks his targets. He doesn't have a tier 1, he doesn't have a tier 2, he doesn't have a tier 3. He just stalks one character, or he can stalk several at a time, but he's marking one character specifically for that insta down. You'll see it again. There's an Ash in play. I do it with the Ash, and you'll just watch the Ash icon on the left hand side just fill up. You'll see when that happens. And she's just let herself die on the hook. I guess she didn't like that game. That has put her teammates at a significant disadvantage. So that's Night Shroud active again. Now I just heard a locker, but did I check it? Do I check it? I don't know. I heard it on the video. Did I hear it at the time? I went the wrong way. She ran the wrong way. That was Night Shroud again, see, deceptive. But he can crouch with his L1 as well. And the crouch with the L1, she didn't know where she was going. The crouch with the L1, that gives him something that Myers doesn't have. And that's basically mind game potential. By crouching, if the structure or object is big enough, you can duck behind it and you can't necessarily see which way he's going, and obviously survivors depend on knowing which way the killer's moving. So I think this is the Ash. I'm going to get the Ash down now. So I'm going to activate my Night Shroud, sneak up, I'm going to stalk from here. You can see Ash's bar filling up. I'm going to wait until I get a bit closer. I don't want it too early, because if I proc it too early I'm going to give him an indication. Alright, Ash is down. Now I mentioned he has a significant kind of counterplay that Myers doesn't have to worry about, and it's simply this: Ghostface has to play the game. He has to remain hidden. That's his thing, he has to remain hidden. If survivors can see you, and this map probably potentially goes in his favour in that way, if survivors can see you, they can look at you and look at you long enough and deactivate your power by staring at you. Basically, right, they put you in the middle of their camera and it slowly will deactivate his Night Shroud and force him out of it. And that's the main counter to Ghostface. So that's Nurse's calling working right there. I can see that someone's healing there. But I think she must have got the heal off at exactly the right moment, because she didn't go straight down. Ash has been left to die on the hook as well. They don't seem to care, these ones. I don't know why I let that happen. I had a very hit there. Ah, she's down. So it's a fundamentally it's a similar same power, but it works in a different way. The general consensus is that Ghostface is the stronger character, despite being able to have his power taken off him to the point where he can't insta-down you. By doing that, you reveal your location to him anyway, because he'll get a little mark come up on his screen that's showing you the angle of where the survivor that's watching you is from. And this frustrates me a bit, because there's one survivor left. It's all going to be about the hatch play. I do believe I actually find the hatch, but I think she has a key and uses it anyway, which is just horrible, to be frankly honest. If I'm being honest with myself, I don't like that one bit. I mean, not to say that I shouldn't be able to escape, But if I find the hatch and close it, and then I'm able to just come back and open it again with a key, that feels really cheap. But he can actually lean in and around items when he's stalking. His crouch is very useful because, again, that allows for mind games around taller objects. But I didn't use barbecue very well on this game, I don't think. Whenever you play running barbecue, you should really be keeping a lookout whenever you make a hook to find out where people are. I'll take that crown while I'm here, mate, as well, get the points. Activate Night Shroud. And you'll see there's a little prop there. And it's basically asking if I want to lean from something and stalk from leaning. That's just to make him stay more hidden. So there you go. There's the hatch. That activates the doors. So apparently, as far as I can tell, the only means of escape now is the main two gates, which I have, to be fair, a fairly clear view of. I should be able to get a good idea whether or not I'm on each gate. So you'd think that this final kill is easy to ascertain. There's no buttons on, there's no red lights saying that they're nearly out, and the timer's going down. If they don't make a play soon, when that bar at the top reaches fully depletes, well, the entity will take them anyway. They'll just kill them wherever they stand. So it should be a done game, but there you go. She got the hatch, she had a key, she opened the hatch back up and got out. Fair enough. So that is Myers versus